What up,
Hey,
YouTube?
y'all.
We're back
Welcome
again.
to our channel.
Welcome to the channel, Brawley Story. I'm Brandon,
I'm Christy.
aka Mommy, and baby Bella is down for a nap.
Yep.
Y'all know how important those naps are for this baby. She 7 months old, but
gets her sleep.
she got to get her sleep in.
14 hours. I'm one of those millennial moms that
She
got her sleep timer going on the
records
app right now.
How long this baby sleeps?
Yep.
It's the most creepiest
She's been
thing.
sleeping 2 hours.
She will wake the baby up just to make sure she's
Not
sleeping.
true.
It's absolutely
Not
true.
true.
Absolutely true. It's crazy. Anyway, we
But I
know
make
y'all.
sure she gets her sleep. She's supposed to have 14 hours by 7 months. So, she gets 12 hours a night, at least 2 hour nap.
Y'all, it's crazy. But I know y'all didn't come here to hear about sleep timers. We're talking about $1,400 a month in passive income.
Hustling. Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling.
We're gonna jump into it in this video. Before we do that though, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, as well as hit the bell notification icon so that way you can be notified anytime we drop a video. If you like us, that's great. If you don't, just bounce.
Back button.
Hit the back button, be cool, man. Don't light us on fire the way some people do on YouTube. You know how y'all are. So we're gonna jump right in. So starting with the basics, we are just young millennial investors. We're just starting out, and we decided we're gonna invest in real estate.
On the path to financial freedom.
On the path to financial freedom. That's something that's important to the both of us.
Yep.
And we desire it. We want to have multiple streams of income. So we're part of the Brawley Story is documenting our path to financial freedom.
Yep.
And so we decided to go about it with real estate. Now tell us, how long have we been kind of thinking about real estate?
So for the past few years, we've been planning to do this. We've been doing our homework. We've been researching, studying podcasts, books, learning what we can, learning as much from other people's mistakes so we don't have to repeat their mistakes. That doesn't mean we won't make them. Of course you will, but hopefully they're new mistakes,
Ideally.
not their mistakes. So we've been doing our research, networking, trying to build relationships in the space. We had a plan, y'all. We are planners.
We are planners.
We said, we're not trying to have baby number one until we have, gotten our house in the city. So we were living in the burbs, out in the suburbs, in the boondocks. For those of you who know what it's like to have to drive 40 minutes to get to a real restaurant, not just
crazy.
the burb chains.
Oh man.
But we're also foodies. So for date night, we want to eat new things.
Good things, new things.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh my.
So we're planners, and we decided that we want, step 1, 2, 3. So at this point, we have moved into the city. We're in Atlanta, by the way. So we moved into the city.
Comment if you're in Atlanta.
And we're in the up and coming West Midtown. And I don't know why he tries to make me sound lame by laughing when I'm trying to sound cool. But
Hey, I didn't say it, you did. All right.
Anyway, West Midtown, with the peace sign. But we renovated our home, and they said it was going to take us 30 days. It took us 8 months.
8 or 9 months. It was crazy.
Patience is a virtue.
Oh man, it was outrageous.
So now we have experience in renovations. So we renovated our house, and we said that once we moved into our house and we refinanced our house, because renovation loans have a little bit of a higher interest rate. So we said once we refinanced our house, then we want to get our first investment property. So saving is important, yes, but investing your money is how you grow your money. Tell somebody, invest your money to grow your money. You save your money, you keep your money. But if you invest your money, you grow your money. Make more money. So instead of just letting our money sit in our savings account, we decided to invest this money. You have to stick around to the end of the video to hear the details of this hot deal, y'all. So we have been looking for deals for months. Got different things under contract. It's a process. You have to stay patient in the process and just expect that there's going to be a lot of ups and downs.
Yeah, and it sure was. I mean, it was actually quite discouraging at some points, wasn't it? I mean, we would shop in the market. For you all that don't know or don't live here, Atlanta is a very competitive market.
Very competitive.
I mean, stuff comes on the market and it's gone the same day. In fact, the house that we live in, that we renovated, it came on the market one day and we had to snatch it up that same day.
I saw it, I was like, we got to get it right now.
Oh, we had to do it right
now.
then on the spot. If not, we would have lost it for sure. Even if we were, the thing about Atlanta, even if you're bidding much higher than the asking price, some people will just take the speed of someone else over your higher asking price, your higher offer,
Right.
and they will take it, the lower offer with speed.
Even if it's all cash. I mean, one house we offered $20,000 over the listing price, and we had the highest offer, but just because someone else offered cash, even though it was lower, they got it.
They got it. So it was really discouraging. It was very, very difficult.
A process.
We finally got our own home, and then we, went through the same thing on the investment side. I mean, we're looking for houses, finding cool ones that look like great deals, and they're getting snatched up.
Yeah.
I mean, in a matter of a day or two, and you can't even seem to get in on that. It was rough. We couldn't get in on any of the action. We jumped back in. Yeah, you got to be patient.
It's a process. So in this process, we just want to leave you guys with a few tips for you beginners out there just getting started.
If you're like us,
you want to invest in real estate, then do your homework.
So what do you mean by homework?
Listen to podcasts, books. My favorite real estate podcast, Bigger Pockets. Listen and learn while you're driving, while you're eating your lunch. Listen and learn. Part of doing your homework is analyzing deals, and that's something we were doing on a daily, like actually crunching numbers. You can get apps on your phone that analyze deals. You can go to websites and actually, because you don't just say that your cash flow is the rent minus the mortgage. There are other expenses. So
you can learn all of this information. You want to definitely check different resources out. Google these things. How do you measure cash flow? We may do a video on that later at one point, but you can learn the specifics. There's plenty of books.
Right.
Bigger Pockets is a great resource, and they'll define all these things for you, and it's great.
2, build a team. Who needs to be on that team?
Well, you need to make sure you have a good real estate agent. So you want to make sure you have a good real estate agent. I'll tell you a good story about that. I mean, when we finally got a great agent, I mean, this guy knows his stuff. I mean, we looked at real estate, even when we were purchasing our first home, no shade, the person we worked with was cool, but we felt like we had to do a lot of the work. And we didn't know the work that needed to be done. We were first-time home buyers. So, but when we got with this agent that we worked with to buy our investment property, he was so knowledgeable. I mean, the dude was like sharp, man. He knew his stuff. He knew a bunch of agents in the city. He could reach out on a dime. I know who's listening. It's Johnny.
Connected.
I mean, boy would just reach out directly. He'd worked with so many different people on so many different deals.
Yeah.
He could tell us, hey man, this deal, we would send him deals, and he'd say, I don't know, or he'd say, okay, I'll reach out right now, and I'll see what they're willing to take, or I'll see how many offers they've got, and I'll get you an idea of where we need to be. And he was the man.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure the first person on that team that you get is a good realtor. I mean, that guy, he changed the whole game for us. This man, he even on our deal, we'll tell you more about it, he negotiated so much in seller concessions, it's not even funny. But we'll get to that later.
As well as explaining what that is. For
Yeah,
those who
we'll
don't
talk
know.
about that later.
But there's a lot of agents out there, not a lot of good ones.
Mm-hmm.
So don't just go with a family member or a friend. In fact, don't.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of could be disagreement, strife along the process. You don't want to strain relationships. So you probably don't want to go with someone that you know because you might need to fire them.
Well, that would be awful, yeah.
But you want to make sure there's someone that is moving fast. So make sure that you work with the right person. Who else do you need on the team besides an agent?
You need a good lender. You need to know who you're going to go to when you finally have a deal, right? You got to lock it up and put it under contract. Once you do that, you got a limited amount of time to get the deal done. You need a lender and a relationship with that lender that you know their criteria, they know what you're looking for, and that you can just merge those two objectives together and get the deal done. You need this person to be fast. You need this person to be clear. You don't want to have a million hoops to jump through, especially when you're in a competitive market like Atlanta. So you want to make sure that you've got a relationship with a lender that's tremendous. I just remembered another person we need to put on your team is a good contractor.
Oh,
you
right.
have to have a good contractor.
If you're doing a renovation.
I mean, really, you need that anyway because you're going to have repairs too. We know that.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to have some type of repair. Something may go wrong. So you want to know and have a good person and an inspector to check out a property before you buy it. Those are key people.
People that know us up to code.
Yeah, because you got to be careful, right? You don't have to know everything. That's what we learned. We don't have to know everything. We just have to know people that know the things that we don't, right?
Right.
So that's key. That's key.
And a lot of contractors lying, y'all.
So get more than one.
And try to get referrals when you can.
Yeah.
So that you can again learn from someone else's mistake.
Yeah, absolutely.
So instead of using who not to use that someone else would recommend not to use or not recommend, you use someone that is already vetted.
Yeah, that's important. Very important. You gotta really look at all of that stuff on your, what's best for you, right? And we're not here to give advice specifically on anything like that. We're just telling you some of the stuff that we've learned. Because we're not experts by any stretch.
Not yet.
Not yet. We're not experts on this topic. But we made some significant progress, and that's really good.
So we just wanted to leave you with a few tips. So we said do your homework. We said get your team together. And lastly is just do it. Like Nike says, just dive in. You don't want to be stuck in analysis paralysis. It's one thing to use wisdom and to be cautious, thoughtful before making decisions. It's another thing to stay stuck because you're constantly finding reasons why not to make a move. And then you'll be just like everybody else. The truth is that being average is being the top of the bottom and the bottom of the top, and nobody wants to be average. No one admires average. So if you want to be exceptional in life, you have to be willing to take risks. You have to be willing to get out of your comfort zone. You have to be willing to take action. Any of you know somebody who does a whole lot of talking about things they're going to do and doesn't actually do those things? You don't want to be a talker. You want to be a doer. So make sure that you do your homework, get your team. Everybody on the team gives a thumbs up. This looks like a good deal. You have your ducks in a row and you go for it. Now, does it mean you won't make a mistake? No, but those are lessons learned. Successful people are not people who never fail. They're people who never quit. So it just means they get up, learn, and keep moving. So take the first step.
Absolutely. You want to go ahead and get started. I mean, we definitely dealt with our share of analysis paralysis. But going back to just doing it, I mean, we definitely dealt with our share of, we went through the whole, analyzing deals. We wanted to jump, but we just were like, it's like that tentative person in a game of Double Dutch. Or I don't know if it's a game of Double Dutch. But that person that like wants to jump in, but they don't jump in. That's kind of how it can be, but you gotta just do it. You gotta jump in and get your feet wet and if you fall, it's okay. You can get back up, and you will get back up with new experience and new knowledge. Right. And if you land on your feet, great. So just don't be afraid to try something and get out there. And that's what happened with us. We finally just said, you know what? We're gonna go ahead and pull the trigger. And with our deal.
So are we ready for the deal details?
Yeah, our deal details. Let's go ahead and tell them. So what happened in our deal?
You tell them.
You want me to tell them?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So my wife, my precious wife and partner, she ended up, she had the habits of looking for properties every day. And she did a great job. She spotted something the day that it came on the market.
Yep.
And we found this property located in Atlanta. It was right around the price that we wanted it to be at. It was 120. And she was like, hey, I think this could be a great deal. It already had some tenants in it. And
Rent
she said,
by the room, 4 of them.
yeah, so she said, hey, it was rent by the room. It already has some tenants. They have long-term tenants there, and the cash flow looks like it's very strong. So she sent the deal to me. I looked at it. I was like, oh, that's a great deal. Reached out to the broker, the real estate agent, the realtor, and he reached out and nothing. The seller's real estate agent was not responsive at all. And it was super annoying. I mean, we waited like a week and we still never heard anything back.
Like, has he said anything? Has he said anything?
And then finally, we find out that the property goes under contract to someone else. And we're like, hey, we put in an offer, you never responded, nothing. So that was really disappointing. We were super disappointed. So we went into contract for another property. Not quite as good of a deal, but in a better location. And we were really excited about it. But then we do our due diligence period, and we find out this house has a lot of repairs, has a tenant in it that's paying way under what the market would bear. And it was actually kind of ridiculous.
And they had a lease, but we couldn't.
Yeah, we couldn't
get them out.
Get them out until like like another year. And I think that they had like a major repair. I think the person living without heat or something crazy. It was crazy. I don't even understand what was going on with that deal. So we were gonna buy it, but then we were trying to get the seller to, hey man, you got a lot of repairs. This is already a little above your asking price is already a little bit more than what it should be, and then you got all these repairs, and the sellers were unwilling to budge. I mean, just completely resistant to budging on their selling price. No negotiation. So we had to get out of that deal on the last day of due diligence. We were definitely disappointed. That was right around Christmas time. Yeah. And we were like, man, we thought we finally had our deal. Yeah. And it just didn't work out. It fell right through. And then something beautiful happened. We saw the deal that we were first looking at, the rent by the room.
I saw it pop back on the app.
Again.
I was like, it's back. It's our chance. Let's go for it again.
Exactly. And so she did, and we went for it, and the agent still didn't respond to it. So my agent, being a good agent, again, you need a strong agent, he reached out to the other agent's broker and said, hey, look, this guy's not reaching out. And he, kind of pulled rank on him. And the guy came back and apologized, and we were able to finally put the property under contract. But the seller countered, which is weird because we gave him full asking price, countered $5,000 higher. And we were like, we don't care. It still works. The numbers work, even at $5,000 higher. So at 125, we locked it up under contract, did our due diligence. The due diligence came back and had significant work to be done too. It definitely did. Yeah. But our agent, man, he's the man. He was like, listen, I've got repairmen that can handle this all day. He said, I got people that can do it and do it at a good price. But, so I'll set them up to get a quote, and we're gonna negotiate from the seller to get some concessions. So this man, this is why it's important to have a good agent. Yeah. This man negotiated on our behalf. Now, meanwhile, we don't have any experience, and he negotiated on our behalf to get $4,000 in seller concessions, which means that the seller is, out of his proceeds, paying $4,000 of the cost of the deal, right? So he paid $4,000, and then obviously we don't want to get into details on exactly whatever the concessions available and the legalities and stuff in your state and your area. So we're not here to talk about exacts, but the point is he negotiated $4,000 that we didn't have to come out of pocket for. Yeah. The seller did. That was fantastic. Then on top of that, he said, oh, let's get another $3,250 held in escrow for this major repair that needs to be done. And he got that on there too. So he negotiated all of that.
Over $7,000.
$7,250 that we didn't have to come out of pocket for. We already got it at a pretty good price. and it was it's cash flowing automatically.
Yeah.
So I mean, the man
Just
set it
waiting
up.
for the checks to roll in the mail.
He helped us set up the leases with the tenants. It was awesome. And so we just went to the table. We had to put our 20% down, minus the seller concessions and contributions. And we got our house. It's automatically cash flowing. I mean,
Yeah.
strong cash flow of $1,400 a month,
Yep.
which is ridiculous. And that's after expenses.
After expenses, y'all.
It's a steal of a deal. Very hard to find something like that here in Atlanta. So we're just grateful.
Because what do people normally look for in cash flow?
So I mean,
From investment
from what we hear, it's usually about $100 a month, $200 a month, $300 a month. You're doing really good. So if you can do that, I mean, that's pretty solid. But we were able to get $1,400 a month, and so
One deal.
yeah, and that was a huge blessing. It just happened to be a great deal. We're not saying that you need to do any of the specifics of our deal, but the idea is this is how we did it, and you can too. You can definitely get your feet
Absolutely.
wet in real estate, build some type of wealth. Our goal is to build, generational wealth for our family and pursue some type of freedom. So we're going to be documenting that journey. We are always looking
Come
for
along.
people to share their story with us, their real estate and investment stories, and how they're making money and growing their finances, as well as to partner potentially.
Yeah.
We're always looking for relationships to partner with, and we're going to go from there.
So this is just another part of the Brawley story, our financial growth journey. And so we thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, we just encourage you to really make your story worth living, because life is what you make it.
Life is what you make it. All right, y'all. Till next time, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification icon. Leave a comment if you have, you want to share anything about your real estate stories, or if you want to, talk more about us to talk more about certain things, or go in depth on anything else of our experience. Again, we're newbies, but we're getting started. We're taking steps every day. So we're grateful to share this journey with you all. Until next time, y'all. Peace.
Peace.